YouTube we're live. So welcome guys to another Water Change Wednesday. We are going to do a general Q&A today, and I'm just going to tell some people to share the stream real quick. Share the stream. Tell my posse to share the stream. And we are good to go. So right now we're just gonna wait for people to fill in here, but if you didn't know, we've been streaming on Instagram for about the last 15 minutes. We normally do a pregame show there, and that will just basically allow me to, you know, ask you guys. I was actually asking what today's topic should be. JJ says, just did my water change for today too. Nice. What's up, Varun? How's it going? And people are starting to pile in now. Let's go here, and we'll go to... Let's refresh this. So it looks like YouTube hasn't put it out just yet. I think we should be good, right? Yeah, we're good. We're streaming, I'm pretty sure. Let's see. Want to just double check because sometimes YouTube... Okay, we are good on YouTube. What up, Dank Tanks? How's it going? What's up, Big Easy? Just hasn't showed up. What's up, Floyd? So yeah, so we're waiting for people to pile in here. I'm just going to check on... It's not showing the live stream. Why is it not showing the live stream? What is going on here? YouTube, you gotta get your act together. Anyway, so pretty much I would want to do just like a general Q&A today. If you guys have general questions, I actually just realized we're about to hit 2,800 subscribers on YouTube, which is actually pretty good because I think we're at like 2,500 a week or something ago. So let's see. Because of my plants and filters doing so well, I haven't had many water changes lately. Oh. Can you do general info about Microsword, please? So yeah, so Microsword is false water change Wednesdays. Well, look, I don't do water changes, okay? Not my fault. Not my fault. And it's not showing that I'm live. That's weird. Don't really know. Don't really know what's going on, YouTube. Unfortunately. Sorry. Yeah. So Microsword is a carpeting plant. Supposedly it's rather easy. When I first got it, when I first started in the hobby. What's up, Brian? Is everybody on YouTube good? Can you guys see the stream and all that? I just want to make sure. So Microsword I never had much success with in my 55 when I first got it. But then I put it in my other one, and it's been working great. Oh, okay, now we're live. I don't know why the huge delay on YouTube. It literally just went live. We've been live for like 3 minutes, I think, or something like that. That's crazy. I don't know what's up with YouTube. Anyway, YouTube having issues for everyone. Okay, I'm not sure it's just me, but YouTube wasn't working. Could be, yeah, my data is weird. No, it looks like that YouTube was just very delayed. It looks to be working now, which is good. And I still don't see it here, though. Why can't I see it on the channel? Strange. I don't know. YouTube is so wonky. This is why I stream on Facebook and Instagram, because YouTube sucks sometimes. What's up, G-Bear? What's up, V-Stag? How's it going, guys? So as far as Microsword goes, it's a carpeting plant that it's similar to like dwarf hairgrass, where you want to break it up and create little plugs, and just kind of plant like a couple nodes all around, and that'll actually allow it to spread out faster, so it'll carpet quicker. Everybody tells me it's like easy to grow. I did not have that same success with it at first, although now it's in my tanks and it hasn't been too bad. So yeah. What's the best way to plant Rotella Japan that I just bought from you? Well, the Rotella Japan basically is just a stem plant. You just want to place it down in the substrate, and as it grows, you just trim off the top and replant, and you can either keep the bottom or toss the bottom. It's up to you. I recommend to keep the bottom. It makes the most sense. Psychic says, can I get a free plant? Well, if you go on the website and you sign up for the rewards program, you can get free plants. So let's see. How many phones you got? I have two iPhones. That's just because I like to be able to stream on both Facebook and Instagram at the same time. Fish1014 on Instagram wants to know, what plant stocking would you use to stock 80 or 90 gallon? So it depends on really the light. If you have a low to medium size light, or low to medium intensity light, I would go with all low light plants. And the reason being, for big tanks, it's going to be harder to light effectively to get like nice, hard, high-tech plants to carpet and like grow properly. It can be done, but you really either A, need to know what you're doing, and B, have the funds to afford expensive lighting or somewhat expensive lighting. There's hacks around it. There's some light fixtures that aren't super expensive, but you can do it with that. And if I was to plant that, I would just use very basic, easy plants. So lots of jungle vals, different types of vals, lots of Sagittarias, lots of stem plants that are easy, like water wisteria, water sprite, Anubis, Amazon swords. All these are very easy to grow plants. That's actually what I did in the 55. The 55 is all easy plants. I did that for a specific reason. I want to be able to show a tank that most people will have trouble growing things, and show you what you could do with low light plants, and see how nicely they could come in. Where are the tanks that are supposed to be on those racks? So actually tomorrow I'm drilling the other 3 tanks that are going on the racks behind me. So they'll be on there. So, well, alright, so I'm drilling tomorrow because Friday, Saturday, Sunday it's supposed to rain. I had intentions of doing it Saturday morning, but because it's going to rain, I want to have them drilled, brought inside, dried, and then I'm going to paint the backs of all 6 tanks that are going up there. So hopefully by Monday the tanks will be on the racks, right? Then sometime next week I'm going to work on the filtration, or well, not the filtration but the plumbing for probably 1 or 2 rack setups. Either I'm going to do the far end one over here to my left, or I'm going to do the 2 middle at the same time. When I do the middles, I have to do them at the exact same time because their piping is going to run. One set of piping is going to be on this pillar, and another set of piping is going to be on this pillar, so they're going to be facing each other. And I'm going to need to make sure that the plumbing is all going to work out. And I just realized the microphone for YouTube is all the way over here. Let me see if I can. I don't want to mess with it too much because it'll mess it all up, so I'm just going to move it right there. Hopefully that's better. So yeah, so if we have the tanks painted and drilled by Monday, hopefully by Friday or Saturday they're plumbed. So that brings us to what day? So that means by next Saturday, the 19th, they hopefully will be plumbed, or as best as I can get it. And then that means by the following Friday. Hold on. Yes, I'm coming. 1 second. Jesus. Here. 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 Come on. Okay. Anyway, sorry. So hopefully by the 25th, so the end of the month, I have 2 or 3 more of the racks set up. So, are you doing auto water changes? Right now I'm not doing auto water changes. I'm not doing any water changes really on these tanks. They don't get many water changes. They're pretty good without it. Although I don't recommend that for everybody. Let's see. What good plants in a 6-gallon with just sand substrate? So depending on what you're trying to set up and the look that you're going for, 4-leaf clover, dwarf 4-leaf clover is a good one. I'm actually thinking this Saturday, our Saturday video is going to be a plant profile on dwarf 4-leaf clover and regular 4-leaf clover, because so many people have so many questions about them. And they're really great plants and easy to grow, and I want to kind of show and demonstrate them, so I think I'm going to do a plant profile on that. Not right now. Other than that, Anubis Dana Petit, Moss Ball, Lucian, I would try. Those are all relatively small plants. For a 6-gallon tank, it's just so small, you want to keep the plants on a small scale. Giant hair grass you could do because you could actually trim it like regular grass and it'll just continue to grow. So it'd be pretty good for that. It's my birthday and I haven't had my points on the website. It may take 24 hours for it to take effect. Is it true that if your S weapons close together, they will carpet better? I haven't experienced that. No, I don't have an answer yes or no. I just don't. I've never tested it to see, but I do know. For the most part, thinning of plants is healthy. It allows plants to branch out, send out side shoots, and then the side shoots take up any available space that was vacant before. Got a couple tanks now with plants from you guys. Do you have a sticker or something I could slap on the side to represent? So yeah, Eddie, my apologies for anybody that's ordered in probably the last 3 weeks. I haven't had the funds to put towards buying stickers because stickers are actually kind of expensive because you have to buy a lot at one time. So all the money that I've been having has been being put into putting these racks together. So basically all the funds, I don't want to spend the money on that I would normally spend on stickers, not on the equipment that I need to get them going, if that makes sense. Like I need to get the racks going so I can help get more plants out to you guys because we have such a high demand for a lot of plants that inventory issues are a big issue right now. And just buying a couple $100 worth of stickers doesn't make sense when I need to buy, you know, $800 per tank setup. So, you know, roughly that's what it costs to do. So that's just why we haven't done stickers. But I will have stickers in the near future. So so don't worry, they will be on the website. I just started my son's first fish tank planted. Nice. After my B-Day trimmings, I'll have 25. Nice. Cycling at the moment. Can I use trimming points on shipping? No. So there's no shipping discount. The only shipping discount is if your order's over $50. So if you use the trimming discounts and your order's over $50, then you get that. So say you place a $100 order, but you have $50 worth of credit. Take $50 off that $100 order. You're at $50. You still get free shipping. So let's see what some YouTube comments say. That you were just going to do sponge filters and one big air pump. So no, right now there is no filtration essentially on the rack that's back there, that double setup. All that's in there for filtration is a micron sock, which takes the overflow and filters out all the micro particles. And then in the bottom tank, there's lava rock around the filter, or around the pond pump that's pumping up the water to the top tank. And there's also lava rock scattered throughout the substrate as well, which I'm actually going to take out because it's making it difficult to plant. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to take the lava rock and I'm going to smash it with a sledgehammer into even tinier pieces and then put lava rock rubble, because right now it's like lava rock rocks, if that makes sense, like tiny rocks like this big, but that makes it difficult to plant still. So let's see. You should make a how to set up CO2 video for us noobs. So I do want to do that. I actually filmed the CO2 system, got an upgrade, which I haven't really shown except for on Instagram. You saw a sneak peek on stories if you're not following me there. I have all that filmed. I've just been dialing it in, and I don't want to release that video yet until I have it demonstrated. But what I did is really on an industrial level. It's not something that you may do unless you have a fish room of your own. But for like 1 or 2 tanks, it's not what you need to do. So I want to possibly do a separate CO2 setup and explain it, or maybe just run down the basics of what you need off of my system versus like what you would use for 1 tank versus, you know, how I have it set up for. Essentially, it's going to be set up for 16 valves, right? 4, 8. Yeah, it's going to be set up for like something like 10 to 16 tanks on one tank, one CO2 tank. Gemco makes a fish room easy, and then they walk you through it. Yeah, so Gemco I know makes those linear piston pumps. What I do want to do is I do want to do air pumps in every tank at night, because that really helps with the with everything, getting oxygen into the water. So I will be doing that. It's just not at the top of my list right now. And I was thinking about just buying some like you know, some Whisper 60s or something and using them, but I don't know. Let's see. Yes, noobs. Yes, noobs need how-to guides. I'm a noob, CO2 noob. Well, Nisi, don't worry. CO2 is very CO2 is good in planted tanks, but you don't need it. It's not 100% needed. You could still have a beautiful tank without CO2. And just to prove that, actually, I'm working on Margaret's vases upstairs. A little hint: I redid one of them. No CO2, no fertilization, no light other than a window light, no quality substrate, just sand, and nothing. It's literally just threw the plants in there, a couple fish, and that's it. So we're gonna see how that turns out. But yeah. So the person that's asking for a shout out, I'm not gonna mention your name. And that's because Nisi actually did some detective work and says that you don't make content and you're asking for a shout out. This is something I'm gonna go off on a little rant here, but here's something. I get several messages a day because I help support young content creators. But I sponsor young content creators that are consistent, that are making videos, that are passionate about it day in and day out, and they're doing it regardless of if they're making money or not. But then I get tons of people asking me to sponsor them, and I have no problem doing that, but I need to see content. So if you want people to subscribe to you and you don't have any content, you lost. You need to create content to bring in people to then grow your audience. And then somebody like me or another person may notice you and want to help you out because they see you're putting in the work. But if you have zero content on your channel, you can expect not to get any sort of shout out from anybody. Or a sponsorship in this case, because I get many young creators asking, will you sponsor me? And I say, listen, I need to see more content. Once I see, you know, that there's passion there, that you're not just asking for free stuff, then, you know, then I have no problem. I've given away tons of plants to young kids, even people with, you know, I think one kid has 500 subscribers. It's not a huge channel, but it's the fact that he's passionate, he makes videos weekly, and that he puts the effort in that I appreciate, and I like to support those people. So with that said, if you're wanting a shout out, produce content first on your own without asking for somebody's help. Sorry, a little bit of a tangent. Let's move on to some people on YouTube here, or on Facebook. What are some best plants to start 240 gallon? Paul, like I said earlier, you want to do low tech plants. Really depends on the setup, but Anubis, swords, valves, it kind of goes anything over 75 gallon or 75 gallon and up or 55 gallon and up. I would say all low tech plants. That's it. Don't feel embarrassed. It's not anything embarrassed. Trust me, lots of people ask, and I'm giving you real advice. If you want to grow a YouTube channel, start creating content, because nobody's going to subscribe to you unless you have content. That's just the way it goes. And that's why I've now decided, you know, I was looking for an editor that I was going to pay to edit videos. Can't find one in the price range that I'm looking for, or the quality of the edits aren't worth what I think they are. So I'm doing it my damn self. Even if I have to spend, the last video I edited took me 6 hours. The video before that took me 10 hours. And now I'm switching over to a Apple computer to render videos, and I have to learn Final Cut all over, like from start. I know nothing about it. So that, the next video I produce is probably going to take me somewhere in the range of 8 hours, 10 hours. But once I get it down and I figure it out, and then I continuously do that, it's going to create content. The content brings in views. It's hard. It's not hard. Just do it. Create the content that you either want to watch or that you would enjoy making. You can never go wrong. Alright, Lauren, saw your comment. Sorry, it's been a while to get to it. Hey, how fast should my Amazon sword be growing? I am using root tabs for it, and it's growing pretty weird. It's getting new leaves, but not getting taller. It's in a 3 gallon. So Lauren, if you just got the plant, what happens is a lot of plants, especially like Amazon swords and crypts and any plant that has a really big root structure, when you first put them in your tank, their roots haven't established. So right now the plant doesn't know. It's like just swaying in the water kind of, and it doesn't know if it can really grow. So what it has to do first is put down those roots and really spread out. once it digs its roots in there and it has a nice hold, then it's going to grow taller. It just takes a little time. So it's like kind of like transplant shock. Let's see. What's up, Bees Aquatics? Start with a single cut update. Just show us the tanks in one cut. You know what it is? I don't want to put out mediocre content. If I don't feel that I at least put some effort into it, I don't expect anybody to watch. And that's the thing. I'm somewhat of a perfectionist. And even though I'm my own worst critic, and I still think even though I spent 10 hours editing video, it still sucks. It's nowhere close to what I wanted it to be. But it's at least somewhat of, you can see that I put in work. And that's the most important thing. You can see that I put in the time to do it. Those one-cut videos when you're just recording, oh, here's my thing, and then that's it. I feel it's lazy. I feel it's you're just doing it to do it and not like trying to create something, which is kind of fine depending on where you stand. I want to create content that people really like and enjoy, and it's a learning process because I'm not an editor. Never really done video production outside of gaming YouTubes, and that was really the same thing. You take one long clip, you slap an intro and an outro on top of it, and you upload it, and that was it. With this, it's a bit different because I got to touch on a bunch of different areas, do different camera angles, different shots, so it requires a bit more work. But you could still do it the other way and do one clip just to get started. Once you produce one piece of content, you'll get better at it, and then you start producing another piece of content, another piece of content, another piece of content, and then you slowly gain traction. Have I ever heard of My Aquarium Box? Yes, I have. And actually, we launched Plant Pack, which is very similar to My Aquarium Box, except we are producing a live plant box every month, which if you haven't subscribed to Plant Pack, there's still some available on the website. Not too many, not too much more left, but there's still a couple left. So make sure you go check that out. I am planning to plant a tank, and what to know which kind of sand I should use. It depends on what you're putting in it, and how big of a tank. Donnie, greetings from Ohio. Welcome. Gotcha, B. No, I know. I was just addressing the comment. Let's see what else. What time is it, by the way? Okay, we still got some time. I'm so excited for Plant Pack to start. Thank you, Lauren. Yeah, so Plant Pack is coming. The first box is shipping out September 10th or September 11th. You need to sign up by September 1st. Well, yeah. So you need to sign up on or by September 1st to get the first box. There may be something special if you stay subscribed for 3 months on your third box. We may be doing something. I haven't finalized it yet. Trying to. But it's only going to happen for those that signed up within the first month. And there may be even something more special for those that signed up on the first day. So Troy says, yo, I got the fertilizer. Using the pump to dose is the best thing ever. Thank you, Troy. So Troy bought the Vital formula. He actually got, I have one bottle left, which I think actually somebody's wanting to buy from me. They messaged me earlier today. But I'm rebranding the whole Vital thing. So pretty soon you'll be able to see what the new, it's not rebranding, the logo's still going to be the same, but the packaging, the bottle, and the label itself are going to be different. So hey, in my shipment you said it came with a coupon code, but there is not one. You told us we needed to email you to load one. I sent you an email. Bees Aquatics, on your what do you mean? On Plant Pack or on like your first order that you placed with us? Because on your first order, there should be a slip in there. It's like a thank you card. And at the bottom, there's a code there to save 15% off your next order. Oh, I hit the comments. Banana plant for months did not grow, but was fine. All of a sudden, it grew like crazy. New leaves and shooting up lily pads. Then 2 months later, everything died back, including the bananas. Cut it back, and seems to the rest of your comment cut off there. So I've experienced that with some banana plants and not all. Some die back completely and you lose all the bananas, which I don't understand. But I think what it does is when you see the leaves, like other Aponjatons, so other types of bulb plants, when you see the leaves starting to melt and disappear, you want to actually remove the bulb from the water and just keep it in like a high humidity environment. Like take it, put it in like a little cup with a little bit of water and like seal it up with like plastic wrap, and that way it can go dormant a little bit, but it doesn't dry out. And then after several times, after like a couple months, you could stick it back in your tank and it'll produce more leaves and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of. Not 100% certain, but I've seen it happen before. I just haven't tested it. I've had my Amazon swords for a couple months. So if you've had it for a couple months and it hasn't gotten taller, it's probably a lighting or nutrient issue. You said you're using root tabs, so it's most likely lighting. It's probably just not getting enough light to grow tall enough. Or too much light, depending on what you have. Sometimes too much light causes plants to be stunted and grow shorter because they don't need to grow taller to access light. Any tips for planting stem plants in gravel substrate? It seems like I'm constantly having to replant the first month or so until they get established. So, a tip that I always recommend, you could take a bottle cap, drill a hole in the bottle cap, flip it upside down so it looks like a bowl, pull the stem through, pour your substrate in the cap, and then put the cap on the substrate, or like kind of push it down in there, and that'll help keep the stem plant down in the substrate. Let's see. Can you design a setup for my tank? I certainly could if you message me. What's a good CO2 regulator? Need one, my bro. So I use a custom built one, and Johnny, I actually saw your message. My internet today at work was down completely, and like it was like impossible to do stuff. But Aquatex supposedly is okay. I had one. It didn't work well for what I was trying to do, but I was trying to run like 6 tanks off of it, and it was not ideal. Even the one that I have now that's industrial grade wasn't able to support the additional rack that I set up. So I had to do a change of changing the plans on how I was going to do the CO2. So, do certain types of hair grass die back to get used to water? Yes. So most plants will die back somewhat. I hear that Aquatech regulators are really good. Yeah. Do you have starter packages? Yeah, so Zen Beta, if you go on the website, you can type in grab bag in the search bar, and you'll be taken to the grab bags, and you can just buy a grab bag, and it's $50, and it gets you a decent amount of plants. Depends on how planted you want your tank to be. If you have like a 55 or 75, I would suggest messaging me and discussing what might fit best for you. But like, those packages are to get you started kind of thing. They're not to like really fill up a tank, but you'll get a decent amount of plants in there. Low sales, small lava rock. It wasn't small enough. Can you ship to England? I cannot. Unfortunately, cannot ship overseas. So an air pump is mandatory for a couple plants in mossball? No, so you don't need an air pump, but an air pump at night will increase plant growth. Basically it has to do with oxygen being put into the water, or extra aeration, allowing CO2 to gas off and the water to become oxygen rich. And because plants actually use oxygen at night, where they use CO2 during the day. Trial and error with CO2? Yeah, until I almost gassed my fish a couple times. Where are you located? New Jersey. Damn, you guys are typing up a storm on Instagram. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up. Justin, what's the rarest plant you have right now? Maybe Anubis Pinto? Actually, no. Well, yeah, so Anubis Pinto. I also have AR Opicus, I think it's called, or Opicius. That's like $15, $20 a stem. I couldn't believe what the price was on that. And then what else? I think that's it, really. I were you, I would use Adobe Premiere Pro on Mac. Nah, I'm going to use Final Cut because Final Cut renders faster, and that's what I'm looking for. Is there a secret to growing pothos out of the top of an aquarium? I have some in a suction cup, but it keeps getting slimy roots and dies off. Not that mine are growing fine, Marianne. That's honestly strange because mine grows completely fine everywhere I have it. That's just growing out of the tank. I haven't noticed any slimy roots. Maybe there's not enough flow around where you have the roots, possibly. Why don't you mention cutting the roots? I've noticed that it helps big time. Yeah, that's true. Cutting roots to plants before you plant it does encourage growth. But I wouldn't do it if you already planted your plant. I wouldn't rip it up to do it. You'll be causing more slow growingness to the plant than you would if you just leave it alone. Is everyone gamers that are planters? I don't know. You did gaming videos before this? Yeah, I actually had a YouTube channel with 30,000 followers 5 years ago when I was doing Minecraft videos. At the time, I mean, that was before, you know, like these new people came onto the site. Like, that was before some people had 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Now, like, 30,000 is like nothing compared. Oh, I just switched the camera angle on Instagram. Jesus, you guys are talking up a storm trying to get to all the questions. Let's see what people are saying on YouTube real quick. It was my first order. I got a thank you card, but there's no code. Also didn't say I can give other people the code a while back in a different video. So Be Aquatic. So we changed the way we did our referral program that you're talking about. So a while ago when we first started, I gave everybody a personalized code, and that allowed you to share that with your friends and family and whoever else, and they got 10% off and you got $1, right? So I changed that up, and I think you're gonna like this one better. So now if you go to the website, you sign into your rewards program, you go down to referrals, and now you can give your friends the referral link. They get 10% off and you get $5. So one, you're getting a lot more for what it is, and it's a lot simpler because they don't need the code. They just click the link and it automatically gives them the discount. It automatically gives you credit. So one, it's a lot more, it saves me time, and I don't have to type out all those codes individually because that's actually what I had to do. And at this state right now, the way we are, time, anything that can save time is efficient. And it does cost me actually money to run the rewards program the way I'm doing it because it's actually a program. But it's a lot more efficient. So if you're talking about the discount code that you could give to your friends and family, use your referral link. There you go. Also, you're getting the same discount now because the rewards program, when you sign up for that, you get 10% back on every purchase. So it was the same thing essentially with the discount. It gave you 10% off. You're getting 10% back every purchase. So it kind of evens out in a way. As well as you can earn points when you sign up for it, when you share on Facebook, like all that good stuff. When you write a review, you get $2.50 worth of points, and all that. So Bees Aquatic says, I just made an unboxing video and a lot of people wanted plants because they were really great. Well, I appreciate that, Bee Aquatics, and send me a link to my email or Facebook or something of your thing, of your video, and I'll put it on the website. But if you go to the rewards program on the site and you copy and paste your referral link, use that and you'll get credit for each one of those people. You'll earn $5 on every person that purchases. So, and that's available to anybody that purchases. Use the referral program. But you also should have gotten on the bottom of the thank you card, there is a code there that you can enter to save 15% off your next order, and that's a one-time type of thing. So. Let's see. I plan to get low light, no CO2 plants, but I don't know what type of sand I should use. So it depends on the size of the tank, really, Edward. Black diamond blasting sand I have in my 55 with Eco Complete. It's mixed. I've been told by Rob from Flip Aquatics that black diamond blasting sand sometimes contains an oil that can kill shrimp. So if you're planning on keeping shrimp I don't recommend black diamond blasting sand. It's something that I didn't know, and he actually told me when he was over here. How long does it take for crypts to melt before being converted from tissue culture, flamingo in particular? Well, dang tanks, I've had the crypt flamingos from Reefapalooza in the tank there that were tissue cultures, came out of tissue cultures that day, so whatever that was, I think that was June 21st, and it is now August 9th, and they are just barely actually forming tiny small leaves. They survived, but they have not, like, their leaves are finally starting to come out, and they're about yay big, so it takes a very long time for them to establish. What kind of drill is that behind you? I need a new drill for aquariums. That is a Milwaukee drill. Now that's actually an impact gun, but right behind it is a regular drill too. Let's see. What's up, Mark's Fish Rooms? How's it going? Do you know a cheap way to make a CO2 generator? A CO2 generator? Are you talking about like DIY CO2? Is that what it is? What's up, Sergeant Tanks? How's it going? Hey, Jenny. Jenny, you need to message me if you're still here. I don't know if you left. Message me. Or check your Instagram, actually. Rob Merle says, I ordered Plant Pack 3 boxes on the 4th. The first on the and the code did not work. Also, there was no PayPal option. So yeah. So Robert, the first 48 code was only for the monthly boxes, like the month to month, because the 3, the 6, and the 12-month box option is already so heavily discounted that if I discounted it anymore, there wouldn't be any money to be made on them. So I'd actually be selling them at a loss at that point. So there was no discount, but you know, you still got a good discount for the 3 boxes that you bought, so I appreciate that. And there is no PayPal option. And that's just because the program that I'm using to run the monthly subscription, for some reason, doesn't have that option the way I have it set up right now. I'm looking in, there's a secondary option there, but I haven't used it before, so before I change it, I want to make sure that it works properly. So I'm testing that out actually right now. Let's see. Enjoying the live stream and working, making pizza, hustling, and getting it done. Nice, JH. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hey, Justin, where's your better half this evening? Well, she is the better half. I know that. You guys only come here for her. Just admit it. She's actually not feeling good. She's upstairs. I asked her, but she's in bed. She looks like death. Just not feeling good this afternoon. So, yeah. Any tips on growing stargrass? It honestly grows great for me. I actually lost it all when I moved, though, and it sucks shipping it. Whenever I shipped it, everybody that got it lost all of its leaves. I think it did come back for the most part, but it doesn't do well shipping-wise. Why is ooh, Instagram paused there for a second? I don't know why. Did you get a price for me for the red tiger lotus? Oh, Daddy, just you're the one that wants all the red tiger lotuses without the bulbs. Just hit me up again. I've been like super busy today because I had no internet at work, so I was like trying to do everything I needed to, and stuff, and I just didn't have any time to get to a lot of stuff. Let's see. What's up, Catherine? How's it going? Any tips? I already answered that. What's the monthly subscription? So Vince, if you're new, and some of you may be new, we launched something called Plant Pack. It's on the website. It's a monthly box. It's $30 a month, or there's options that you can buy extra boxes in advance, and you get a bit of a discount. And what it is you get a package every month in the mail with a variety of plants. Sometimes there's going to be themes, like the first box is going to be crypts, so you could expect it to contain crypticorns. And there's going to be several different types of crypts in there, and usually the box will be worth $30, if not more, including free shipping. So you're getting a good value for what you spend, and it's just a way for me to get cool plants out to everybody, kind of test the waters on those plants, provides people with value, give you like new exciting plants that you haven't seen before maybe, because there's a list. I have several suppliers with lists of plants that I can't order because I don't have room to have them all. But I'm going to devote a certain amount of tanks to it, and depending on how many people we have every month, I'm going to order those plants, and that way I can get them out to those people and see how people like them. If they like them and they think they're great plants, then I'll maybe stock more on the website, and we'll see. Austin, was I the first person to buy the plant pack? You were, actually. Good background low light plant for a 20 high. I would say Jungle Val, although I personally like Ruby Red Jungle Val and Italian Val more, but a lot of people like Jungle Val just because it's the common one. But Ruby Red Jungle Val, so much nicer looking than that, and Italian Val is a secondary plant that looks so much better. What supplement light would you suggest for a 6-foot high, 150 high tank, high-tech planted tank, currently running Phoenix Planted Plus, tank depth is 28 inches. So if you look up SB Reef, I believe it is, let me type it into the system right now and just double check. SB Reef light. Reef lights. Yeah, so I know it says Reef in the title, but if you look up SB, so Sam Boy Reef lights, then you go to their thing here, and they actually have plant lights, and they have it's called S-Box Basic. They have one with a timer. They have Xbox Extreme with the Wi-Fi. Those are really good. Keep in mind you're going to have to buy a couple to fit over the length of a 180 gallon. I believe a 180 gallon is 6 feet, if I do remember what you said, right? 6 feet? Yeah, 6 foot length. So you're probably going to need to buy 3 or 4 of them, so I think they're about $150 maybe each. From what I've heard on the forums, they're excellent. I could be wrong. I've never used them, but I've heard that they are fantastic lights for growing plants on bigger tanks and smaller tanks. So YouTube is awesome for learning Final Cut on Mac. That's how I passed my video class. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I picked up Adobe Premiere and I learned it within a couple of hours, so I can't imagine it being too much difficult, especially because Apple seems to... I feel like Apple dumbs things down, which is actually good because it makes somebody like me transitioning now from PC user into Mac user. It's going to be a bit easier for me to figure that out. So it's good. I have a 5.5 gallon tank with Floramax in it with a sword and crypt. Is there anything else I could add to it? There's plenty of things you could add to it. Moss balls. You could add in 4-leaf clover dwarf, which is a good carpeting plant if you want to do carpet. You could add in crypt parvas. Those will give you actually somewhat of a carpet too. They get tiny. Crypt lucians also get small. It really depends on what you're looking to do with it. What's up, H2O? I feel like I'm due for another plant order. Well, that's awesome, John. I appreciate it. And if you go to the website for the whole month of August, 25% off everything. So, and Instagram, we're about to go down in 1 minute and 50 seconds, but we still have about 15-20 minutes left of this live stream, so I'll bring it back up after this. I like cardinals, and cardinals, they are cheap and easy to keep pop against the green background. Yeah. I don't know what you mean by cardinal. Cardinal fish? Let's see. I can't seem to find black diamond blasting media at any local stores like Home Depot or Lowe's. It's only available at Tractor Supply, Donnie says. And yes, you are correct, Donnie. Look up Tractor Supply and try and find it. Also, Rob Merle just joined the Plant Pack Facebook group, which I'll add you, Rob, once I get done here. So the Plant Pack Facebook group is exclusive to those that sign up for Plant Pack. It's a way that we're going to do once each month when the Plant Pack gets shipped, or maybe right after I box it, we're going to do a private live stream for those people that are subscribed to it. So you can check that out if you subscribe to it. I know we've had several more people sign up for the box, and not nearly as many people join the Facebook group. So just want to make sure everybody knows about the Facebook group. How can I join the group? If you look at your original email when you signed up, it'll give you instructions on how to do that. And Rob Merrill says, under managed subscriptions, it says 1 shipment already sent and 2 shipments scheduled. Yeah, so the way the program works, it's a bit confusing on that aspect, but basically you have, I opened it up on the 2nd, right? So the 2nd is when you can purchase the first, when you were able to first purchase the box, right? You won't get billed until October 1st. being that you signed up for September's box, right? So basically, when you sign up on August 2nd, you have until September 1st. That's the billing period. Then the next billing period starts, which will be September 2nd to October 1st, and then so on and so forth. So the box doesn't ship out until 2 weeks usually after, because it'll be the second Sunday of each month. So it says one shipped out, but it really didn't. You'll actually get a confirmation email with a tracking number as soon as it ships out. So it kind of says that it doesn't make sense in a way. I don't like how they did that, but there was only two options that I had to do the monthly subscription box, and this one was far better than the other option. So this is the one that I went with. But don't worry, it didn't ship yet. I will always put the ship date of the plant pack on the page. It'll also be on the Facebook group eventually. I gotta work on the Facebook group actually this week. I want to spruce it up a little bit better, make it look nicer. And also so the dates will be there. You'll get an email notification with the group, or with the tracking number when it goes out. And yeah, so it's a bit confusing, I know, but don't worry, it hasn't shipped yet. You'll have it soon. It probably wouldn't work out for me. I only have a 5.5 gallon tank, and I'll run out of room fast with monthly plants coming in. Yeah, so I don't advise the plant pack for anybody with small nano tanks. If you only have 1 or 2 tanks, you'll probably fill them up within a month or two. So definitely don't buy it if you have smaller tanks. Unfortunately, I'd love to cater to those tanks, but because they're so small, the options are very limited on either what plants I can send you or how many of each I can send you. So it's not ideal for those people. The plant pack is really geared towards those people that either have, I would say 10 gallon and up, and if you have multiple tanks. It's good if you have multiple tanks because you'll have a bunch of plants to plop in everywhere. And it's also a way if you are part of a local fish club or you have a local fish store. If you get a plant, maybe you don't like it or maybe you don't want to put it in your tank, you could always trade it to somebody for another plant or sell it or whatever you want to do. So there's always those options of that. Are you getting any Kabamba or swords? So swords are coming in this week. Depends on what kind of swords you're looking for. I should have Amazon swords, incliner bars, and pygmy chain swords actually coming in this week, I believe. Which, by the way, the site inventory will be updated tonight. So if you wanted to place an order or already placed an order and it hasn't shipped, feel free to add to it, and I'll just refund shipping for that. Yeah, I'm going to be updating the website tonight with all the new plants that are coming in. So be on the lookout for that. Let's see, any other questions here? Kabama, I don't know if I said I have growing, it's just not ready yet. What plants would you recommend for a very big feather-tailed beta if his tank has too many plants or big plants, he gets stressed out? What size tank, Grady? What's your favorite fish to pop against a planted background? I personally like electric blue rams. Fortunately, I haven't had the best of luck with them. They keep dying on me, so... What's up, Rob Hicks? How's it going? Nisi making the plugs. We gotta put Nisi on the payroll. Moss balls are good for beta tanks, yes. Moss balls are great for beta tanks. Moss balls are great in general. They're a very easy plant to grow. Water Sprite, would you recommend growing in sand? Have it, but don't grow fast. So Water Sprite, actually, I have it upstairs in one of the vases in sand, and it actually tends to get a better root structure in sand than it does like Fluorite or Eco Complete or anything else that I have down here. For some reason, I think the sand just helps it make more roots. With that said, if it's not growing right or growing fast, I would just plant it and let it be. and let it really just establish, or just leave it floating and let it kind of do its own thing. It could take a little bit for it to get going, but once it does, you'll have way more water sprite than you know what to do with. So Brad says giant Anubis are looking bitchin' in the tank. Few big brown spots, but I think they will be good. Yeah, so those brown spots, those leaves will probably start to melt eventually. You'll probably lose portions of it, but as long as the rhizome isn't mushy and everything is good, it'll sprout new leaves and be pretty good. So for those that aren't in the loop, Brad had ordered the big Anubis that I posted a photo of. Literally, it was like this big. Which I ordered 6 more for this week because so many people asked. I want those big Anubis, so I ordered 6 more. I only ordered 6, so they will be up on the website tonight. I'm probably only going to make 5 available just in case. So if you want one of the big Anubis, they're Anubis heterophilia, I think it is. If you want one of those, make sure you grab it because they went fast last time. I was surprised in how fast they did. How fast that people bought them, and they're going to go up again, and I'm guessing they'll probably sell very quickly. So, he got his, he's in Las Vegas, I believe, or Nevada, somewhere in Nevada, and it's extremely hot there. It's like 107 degrees, I think, or 110 degrees. He wound up getting it in the mail, but they had opened the box was open. I guess they checked it when it came into Vegas or Nevada. And it was really high in the package, so hopefully his Anubis is fine. I told him to let me know how it makes out, because sometimes it, you know, the heat can get to the plants. So, got it, Austin. I'll check it after the stream. Vince says my ghost shrimp ate the tail of my suckerfish and it died the next day. That sucks, Vince. So ghost shrimp are actually carnivorous shrimp. They eat meat essentially, and so they're not ideal to keep with other shrimp as they will tend to eat them, and I mean they may attack a fish or two. So I don't recommend keeping ghost shrimp with really anything. They're actually quite vicious. They're more of a feeder shrimp than anything. Pugostemon Heel Fairy always melts in the mail on me. Has never arrived alive. Why is it so sensitive? I don't know. There's several plants that are just super sensitive to temperature or being out of water or any of that. But I've had the same issue. I've ordered 3 times Hell Fury from people, and all 3 times put it in my tank and melts. I've actually gotten into the point where I bought some locally that is in this tank right here, and when I got it, I put it in the tank, everything was looking good, then it all started to melt. I still have some that survived, it's transitioning, it's doing well, but it's nowhere near what it was. Like, I had a full-on carpet of it, pretty much, and now I just have little splotches of it. But it's growing and it's coming back, so. My betas like to sleep on coffee folia, so adorbs. Save this to your browser if you want Anubis heterophilia when it's available. Nisi, you are better than, what's its face, Nightbot. You're just so much better than Nightbot. My beta died from dropsy because of the ghost shrimp he killed and ate. Yeah, unfortunately that sucks. And that's the thing, you know, people that do like live feedings or feed live creatures, you always have to keep in mind that they could be carrying parasites, carrying any sort of disease. So people that feed like piranhas or something like live goldfish, you gotta be very careful because, you know, you have the possibility of spreading an infection, especially because feeder goldfish aren't kept in the best conditions. As I'm looking at Lucky scounging for food right now, he's like, where's my food? Nightbot was modeled after me, or vice versa. No, Nightbot was definitely modeled after you. I now quarantine all my fish. Yeah, it's ideal to quarantine your fish or buy the cheapest fish first, if that makes sense. So my method is, next time I set up a big tank, buying the cheapest fish first. So like something like a Tetra or a Auto, making sure that those are good. Then working my way up to the next expensive fish, then the next expensive fish, to finally the most expensive fish. And that way, I know that all the prior fish beforehand were healthy, and that, you know, it's still not ideal. You definitely want to quarantine, but if you don't have a quarantine set up, that's the way I would do it. Buy the least expensive fish first, because they're usually the most common to carry diseases. Do you know when you'll have more small Nana Petites? Well, I think, well, so I actually have to delete that from the website. I know I have it listed as small and medium. They only sell mediums. They don't sell smalls. But sometimes the mediums come in slightly smaller than the regular size mediums. So I like to list those as smalls because they're not as big as I'd like them to be. So I don't feel like I should charge as much, even though it costs me the same. Because, you know, I'm buying mediums. Sometimes they're just slightly smaller than what the regular medium size would be. It all depends on what the nursery has. But next week, I'm placing an order with a new place, and we're going to have tons of new plants available. For instance, Java Moss, and I'm hoping that it's good Java Moss. I haven't ordered it yet to know for sure, but supposedly it's good Java Moss. It's one of my local fish stores actually orders from the same place, and I've seen it, and it looks good, so I'm hoping that I get the same stuff. They also have had Bulbitis as portions, which is awesome because, and it's fully submerged grown Bulbitis, which if you know anything about Bulbitis, it takes forever. So much so that I have a ton of it in my 55, but I just don't want to sell it because of how slow it grows. It's like that big clump will sell out so quick that I'll be left with a little tiny piece, and it'll take forever to get back to that size. So I'm hoarding it for myself. But I will have more of those. I'll have new tissue cultures. I'll have a bunch of new swords, a bunch of new crypts. I don't know if there's really any new Anubis. I think so. Let me see. If I look it up here, Gmail. Nope, that's not where I want to go. Is this it? No, this isn't either. Add account. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll wait till next week to order. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, Edster. So, whatever I'm getting in this shipment, there's a lot of plants in there that may not be in next week's shipment. So, if you want to order anything that you see now, just to make sure you get it, you can order it now and just tell me hold until, you know, the following week when you get your next order, because I may want to order more. I can hold it for you if you see other things that you may want in this shipment, because, you know, for instance, I may not get Amazon swords. If you want, let's just say you want an Amazon sword, the new place may not have them, so I may not order them, or if I do order them, I may not get them. So, you know, if there's something that you really want, place an order, leave it in the comments that you want me to hold the order, and I'll hold it. Tons of people do that. That's fine. And that way, it just guarantees that you get the plants that you wanted. But yeah, let's see here. So yeah, so this place has Amazon Swords Compacta, which is a smaller version of Amazon Sword, which is really cool. They have swords that are called Brazil. I don't know the exact, I mean, they have the scientific name, I'll butcher it. They have Indian Red Swords, which is a different type of sword that I don't have access to. What else here? They have... Anubis is all pretty much the same. They have an Anubis called Nancon, which I've never seen before. They also have Anubis Nana Narrow Leaf, which I haven't seen before. Supposedly it's smaller than, or narrower leaf than regular. They have Crypt Bacchetti, Crypt, what else? Crypt Undulata, which I can't get from my current place. They have Italian Val Leopard, which I have no idea what that is. That just sounds cool. Hopefully it has spots. That would be awesome. They have Val Nana, which I've never heard of. Apongitons, they have a bunch of other ones too that I... Well, actually, no. Oh, yeah. They have some of those. They have another plant that I'm really excited to be able to order, and hopefully they have it. They have Barclaya bulb plants. So they're a red bulb plant, which is like not a red tiger lotus and not a dwarf aquarium lily that are red. These are much different, and they look incredible. YouTube chat just took a bomb. Really? Did YouTube chat break? Let's see. There's Crenum natans. They have Crenum calamastratum large. Oh, they have Blixa, so I actually will have a steady supply of Blixa. They have Java Fern Trident, Java Fern Lace, which actually my existing place has Java Fern Lace, which I actually ordered this week, but yeah, they have that. They have octopus plants. They have... I have never heard of this. Spatterdock. Let's see what else they have. They have... On mats, they have dwarf hairgrass, which is awesome because, like, I can't grow that stuff fast enough. They have microsort on a mat, Java moss on a mat, glosso on a mat, dwarf baby tears on a mat. So, like, this is all good stuff. Then they have, like I said, bulbitis, Christmas moss, flame moss, Java moss, monosodium, which is a type of bladderwort, or not a bladderwort, a liverwort, similar. Tissue cultures, they have Nubis nana tissue culture, that's awesome. What else? They have dwarf hairgrass, they have Hygropinnifida, Pogostemon hellfury. Oh, they actually have Pogostemon hellfury as tissue culture, so that's one for people that were looking for that. And all these I'm going to try and order, like all these that I'm naming, all the stuff that I haven't been able to get, I'm going to order a bunch from these guys. So that's why I'm actually trying to get these tanks set up, or somewhat ready to set up. And then they have potted plants too. I could order potted plants from this place. So they have a lot of good stuff. Do you know of any black sand substrates besides black diamond? So yeah, you could go to probably Petco and find black sand, but it's not going to be as cheap as black diamond would be. Who is going to be at the aquatic experience? I actually got word from the doctor, Margaret's doctor, that she's okay to travel to the aquatic experience. So we will be both going, hopefully. I have to finalize the hotel and flight there, but we should be there. I want some. I can grow it like crazy, place it by the CO2 output. What are you talking about, Brad? Let's see. Let's see. Java Fern's coming in, yeah. If I did a grab bag, can I request a all red or pink plants? Just asking. So, I don't know if I'd be able to fulfill an all pink or red plant grab bag, but I can definitely add in red and pink plants. I don't know if it would be the full thing because there's only so many that would work. And I try not to give out high tech. If you're running a high tech tank and you want a grab bag of high tech plants, put it in the notes and I'll give you high tech stem plants, bulbitis or however you. Oh, gotcha. Where can I buy some driftwood? What kind of driftwood are you looking for, Vinny? Are you going to the OCA this year? That's not the Chicago Aquatic Experience. I don't know what that is. What's high tech and low tech? So it mainly has to do with the lighting on the tank and CO2. So if you have CO2 and high light, you're high tech. If you have highlight and no CO2, I would consider you about medium tech, not quite high. Next year's my plan for the aquatic experience. Nice. Lurking and listening while editing. Nice. Yeah, so we're going to end this here at about probably 5 minutes or so. Let's see. Like a tree branch kind of wood. So you're looking for probably spider wood. I can actually order that, which I'll probably be ordering it in my next order from the nursery. Yeah. How big are your crypts and swords? Well, depends on the sword and depends on the crypts. Crypt Wendidis are usually about, say, about 6 to 8 inches. Amazon sword can vary anywhere between 8 and 12 inches. Sometimes even taller than that. It depends. It really depends on how they come in from the nursery, how long they stay in my tanks, and all that. Because I have a clump of 4-leaf clover that's just absolutely huge because it's been sitting in the tank and it just hasn't been pulled out to be sold. Alright, sounds good. I just really like how the red looks in my tank. I have highlight and no CO2, so can't do high at all at the moment. Gotcha. Alright. Well, there's other red plants. AR. Ooh, AR you could use. Red Tiger Lotus if you haven't. Dwarf Aquarium Lily. Ludwigia SP Red. Ludwigia XL Arcuta is another one. 10 gallon planted on max with CO2 high tech. Oh, 10 gallon planted plus max with CO2. You're probably close to highlight, yeah. Because 10 gallon tank is so shallow you don't need a whole lot of light penetration to get through for it to be highlight. Susie Q says, "Hi everyone, no yawning." I know, I'm sorry. Let's see. I was up to 3 a.m. last night, and then I had to wake up at 7 for work, so I got 4 hours of sleep. That's because I was here till 2:30, or 2:30. Oh my god, 2 a.m. or 2:30 a.m. in the basement working on stuff, and that's why it's still a mess down here because I haven't even cleaned up shipping out orders and all that. What fish would you put in a 20-gallon long? If I was to do a 20-gallon long, honestly, I would probably do either a set of killifish, because they're very nice. Actually, I want to take the killifish out of my 55 and put them in a different tank because they're harassing everybody. Go to sleep, bro. I ain't going to go to sleep, bro. You know what I'm going to do after this? I'm going to get this Mac set up with Final Cut, start messing around with it, figuring it out, and then that way I can be ready to render a video. And then I'm also going to go play in the tanks a bit to try and get them. Then I'll probably go to bed about midnight tonight, maybe 1. Probably 1. Probably be up a little bit later. Best thing is now I have this laptop so I could go and relax in bed and do some things, because right now the only computer I have is down here, and doing some of the things I need to do on the phone just doesn't make sense. So outside of the killifish in a 20-gallon long, because keep in mind you can only put a couple, or probably 2. You can only really put a pair, I think. I would do probably Maltese shell dwellers, Maltese shell dwellers, multi-fishing. What is it? I can't pronounce the name, but Maltese shell dwellers. Actually, Joey has a video on them. If you go onto Joey's channel and look up shell dwellers, he has the scientific name there. But they're cool fish. They could stay in a small tank, assuming you maintain their population, because they will produce offsprings like crazy. Or, well, not like crazy, but you'll get a batch every few months, I think it is. Rachel was actually telling me about it. So you'll have to be diligent about dispersing the babies to, you know, other hobbyists, to your fish store or whatever. But they're really cool to look at. Her colony was really awesome. I told her, you know, when she has babies ready, I want some because I'm going to make a tank out of it. It's going to be an awesome planted tank. How old are you? What am I, 28? I was born in 88, December. What's up, Aquatic Tanks by MJ? Alright, well, I think that's about it. So, oh, I also have to update the website too, so I can't go to bed. So, I'm updating the website tonight with all the inventory that's coming in, along with all the inventory I have. Recommend any good fish stores in Southern California. I haven't been there. I went to San Francisco. Aquaforest Aquarium is pretty nice. There's one called Aqua Zen. I don't know where that is, though. I think it's on the West Coast somewhere. 28, you're still young. I know, still a baby. Plenty young, but shoot, I'm not used to only getting 4 hours of sleep. Before I started all this, I loved my beauty sleep, 8 hours, 9 hours. Now if I get 5 to 6 hours, I'm lucky. It's just because every waking moment that I have, I'm trying to stay productive. So thank you, Nisi, for being a moderator. What's up, Shrimp Life? Unfortunately, we're about to end the live stream here, but stay away from California. But yeah, so I'm gonna update the website probably right after this. I'm gonna hop on, update the website with the incoming stock as well as any stock that I have currently growing. I have to answer a couple of people's emails. I have to give out rewards points to a couple of people that won. I also have to announce some winners on the Instagram. If you're not familiar, Instagram, I give away every post. There's ways to win. I'm just a little behind in it, so I gotta update like 4 posts, I think, with 4 winners. And then I gotta work on some other things. Gotta get Final Cut working on here and go from there. So guys, thanks for hanging out. Tomorrow we're gonna be live streaming from the backyard. I'm gonna be drilling the other 3 tanks. So if you want to check out the live stream, go over to Facebook, H2O Plans on Facebook. On YouTube, you can click the link in the description for it, and you can head on over there, and that's when we're going to be drilling those tanks. So, idiot question: what is learning? Cecilia, yeah, that's funny. All right, guys, I'll see you tomorrow if you're going to check us out on Facebook. So, your shirt, thank you. Yeah, trust me, I'm a geek. All right, guys. Oh, what is purling? Learning. Purling is when oxygen bubbles come off the leaf. Pretty much. When the plant's happy, essentially, does purling. Alright, guys. I'll see you tomorrow if you follow us on Facebook. If not, I'll see you Sunday.